All right, what I want to do, I don't want to overcook this bad boy, so I'm going to bring it over. Let's do a temp check. 123. All right, we can go a little longer with this. Keep searing. Go ahead. Put this on a rack. Loosely cover aluminum foil. All right, y'all. Let's take this in the house and we will test. All right. Hey everybody, Mike Chavez here once again. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. All right, y'all. It's steak time today, y'all. This is a good Sunday afternoon. We haven't had a nice grilled steak in a while. Now, I usually do ribeye steaks, but I was at my local warehouse store and they had these giant strips, okay, New York strips. Now this one I got back here is huge. So what I'll probably do, I'm gonna get this thing seasoned up. I'm gonna get the grill fired up and I'll probably go ahead and give it a reverse sear. So we'll get the internal temp up to about 100 to 110. We'll take it off, we'll stoke the coals up really good and we'll sear it off really nice, all right? So we want to bring this internal temp up to about 130, no more than that. And then we will taste, all right? So y'all sit back, relax, enjoy. Let's do this. New York strip steak on the SNS Kettle grill. All right, let's do it. All right, y'all, so this strip is massive. Look at that. That thing is over an inch thick. Marbling ain't too bad. So let's see how much this bad boy weighs, shall we? So I'm going to set it on the scale here. See if you all can see that. It might be kind of hard for y'all to see. So that's 1.4 pounds. So it's almost 1.5 pounds. That thing is huge. So let's go ahead, prep this thing up, get it seasoned up, and we'll get the grill fired up. All right. All right then. So we're going to put this steak up on this rack. Get me some paper towel. Kind of dab it a little bit. All right. So I'm going to try something a little different. I don't usually do this, but I got some of this Baron Burton's W sauce. This is Fireshire. It's got a little heat to it. So what I'm going to do is just for a little extra flavor, we'll add this here. Okay. And do both sides. So that's going to be for a binder mainly, and to add a little extra flavor. So what we're going to season this up with today, we got our Cosmos Q hot cow cover. This stuff is really good. Had it on some hamburgers the other day and it was awesome. So let's try this out. So we'll give this a good coating. This is a big thick steak, so it can handle it. Both sides. On the edges a little bit. Alright. So we're going to let this sit here, come to room temperature, while we get the grill fired up. So let's head outside, get this grill fired up, and we'll get this steak on there. Alright. Alright y'all, we got our SNS Kettle grill. We got a few leftover charcoals from our last cook. So what we're going to do is add to it. So I got my charcoal chimney. Put some Kingsford charcoal on here. about halfway. Got our tumbleweed. So we'll set our tumbleweed down in there. Get our torch. Fire it up. Alright. Get our charcoal chimney on there. And we'll let these coals catch. Alright, y'all. So these charcoals are lit. So I'm going to dump them right in with the old ones. Alright, let's move them around. So I'm going to let these ash over good. Get this out the way. Put a rack on here. Alright, so we'll let this preheat. Put the lid on. So we got the top vent open all the way. Bottom vent should be open. Let me look. Yep, that's open all the way. But what I do need to do, put my drip pan in. Alright. And we'll let this preheat for about 15 minutes. We'll bring the steak out. Alright, y'all. We're about ready to go here. One more thing I want to do before we get the steaks on. I'm just going to put a couple of pieces of wood on here, just for the heck of it. A little extra flavor. Alright, so we got our massive strip. So what I'd like to do here, let me see. I'm going to take my temperature probe. We'll go right in the side, about halfway through. We'll put this right on here. Alright, get the lid on. Alright, so if you see that, we're sitting at 53 degrees. So I want this to come up to about 110. Then we'll move it over direct heat and sear this thing. Put a good, try to get a nice crust on it. We'll get it up to about 130 degrees, something like that. Alright, so medium rare, around medium rare. Medium rare. Alright, y'all. We are at 112 degrees. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take this steak off of here for a minute or so. Get this temperature probe out. Alright, we'll take this off of here for a minute. I'm going to let this charcoal get nice and hot. It's already pretty nice and hot. Alright, let's get this thing seared up. So alright then, so what I'm going to do, we're going to rotate this rack around. Let's get our steak. We're going to let that sear for about 2 minutes. Got some good flame here. Let's flip it. About 2 minutes. All right, let's flip it. All right, one more time. Let's flip it. All right, what I want to do, I don't want to overcook this bad boy, so I'm going to bring it over. Let's do a temp check. 123. All right, we can go a little longer with this. Keep searing. All right, flip it again. Looking good. Good char. All right. One more temperature check. That's going to work out nice. So let's go ahead. Put this on a rack. Loosely cover aluminum foil. All right, y'all. Let's take this in the house and we will test. All right. All right, y'all. So this has been resting for a few minutes. Look and see what we got here. Man, does that look good or what? Awesome. So what I'm gonna do is transfer this to my cutting board right here. Let's slice it up. All right. Let's see what we're looking like. Look at that. Perfect. Keep slicing. All right, look at that. Let me get a photo. Pour this right over top of it. All right. So, let's go ahead and get a taste of this bad boy. All right, y'all, look at that. Hope you can get a good look at that. Perfectly cooked. Smells really good. Y'all ready for this? New York strip, reverse seared. Taste. Now I love my ribeye, but this come out pretty darn good. Close second. Ribeye still rules, but this is good. One more time. Taste. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Big fat New York strip, reverse seared on the SNS Kettle. All right. If you enjoyed it, leave me a thumbs up. Questions, comments below. I got more videos over here you can watch. If you haven't done it yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. All right, y'all. See y'all next time. Bye, everybody.